Hello and welcome to Addy Trade. Just going to see some levels for Nifty and Banknifty for tomorrow and the next week. How we can trade. This is the daily chart of Banknifty. And most likely, okay, I'm just shifting to a 15-minute chart. Most likely we're going to get a gap up and we'll have to be careful in this gap over here on the 15-minute chart. You see on August 1st we had this gap down on the downside and had a down bow. So we could come whenever there is a gap fill, right, in Nifty or Bank Nifty, we could have some type of a reversal. So we'll have to be pretty careful at this point. We could go up here, kind of fill this gap and reverse. Even if not fill the gap, if we get a gap up, we should be careful not try and be extremely bullish at this point at 45,500. If we get a gap up and continue to go higher, then we'll definitely have to be careful. It's not that the call trade cannot work. A call trade might work, but we just have to be careful. We have the next significant resistance at 45,750, where because of this price action, where previously we have taken resistance twice. So definitely this level will, on the 15-minute chart, will act as a good resistance. The best trade plan for tomorrow is after getting a gap up, right, wherever we get a gap up, either we get a gap up towards this pivot, R1 CPR pivot, depending on the price action and the open interest, look to see if we can get some kind of an intraday short trade until the CPR, or the best buy right now, right? Obviously in this up move, people would have made money. We have been having a bias view from past few days. If you have seen my short videos and whenever I put up the analysis video, we had a bullish bias. And in this up move, we got this correction, we got this up move. So yeah, definitely in the up move, people would have made money, no doubt about that. Now, just coming for the trade possibilities for tomorrow, right? No doubt the trend is on the upside still. The bigger trend is on the upside, no doubt about that. But we would look to be bullish if we get a dip closer to 44,870 around this level. This is also a depth of correction based on elite waves. And for tomorrow, we will look to short either over here. If we get a gap up, say we get a gap up, take resistance at this point, we would look to short with this R1 as our stop loss. First target is the CPR. Second target is this 44,870. The CPR level is around 45,115. And in case we get a dip, right, then if depending on the price action, we might even think of going long here. That all depends on the price action. But what I would not like to do is, say we get a gap up, or if we gap up even somewhere close to 45,500 in this region, immediately go long. That is not what I'm planning to do. If that initial up move comes, well and good, just wait in the trade. Wait for some type of consolidation over here, either a dip or some kind of a consolidation on Monday or Tuesday, however long it takes, and then a breakout. I would be more interested. Something like this, a price action, something like this. Now, see, after this up move, right? After this up move, we kind of remain sideways, and then the next up move came, right? So that's something similar that I'm expecting, but only for tomorrow on intraday basis, our bias is on the downside, with the CPR pivots as our targets, and the places where we would look to short is if the CPR breaks or around this area, or probably even if this gap fills. In my videos and in the past, you have seen whenever there's a gap fill, there could be some kind of a reversal. So this is with Bank Nifty. And what we cannot rule out on the bigger chart in Bank Nifty is, right, just to put up some elite wave analysis on the 1 hour chart. See, forget about all these internal counts. Explaining that will be a bit complex, but the overall view from when we made this all-time high, right, 46,000, it's not that we cannot break the all-time high and go up. We can do that, but most likely we could be making something like this, A, B on the upside. Until where this B goes, we will have to wait and see, and then we could get one C until here, 43,000, almost close to this A or even below. That will have only time will tell us whether that's going to happen. We can only, but the reason I'm telling this is when this C wave starts, right, this down move, meaning after making wherever the market is going high, and if we are reversing on the downside, this move is something that nobody should miss. this one move on the downside, right, will be a pretty fierce one, and probably even if this lasts for a week or 2 weeks or something, even 1 or 2 days trading should be more than enough. So this is a view that I would want to keep. Once we make a high, there is a possibility of a reversal and retesting this low, and if this low breaks, we could even go further down. This is with Bank Nifty, but obviously this reversal might not happen tomorrow or day after tomorrow, but this is just the overall perspective that I'm having. And in case we continue to trade above this all-time high level of 46,330, if it happens, if this continues and we sustain above this, yes, then all this elite count will change and we could be heading higher for much bigger targets. So now for intraday basis, we would be a little cautious, especially after tomorrow's gap up, and after getting this kind of a nice almost 1,500 point view, would not be very aggressively long at this point unless we get a dip until 44,870. This is with Bank Nifty, and if we just check Nifty, Nifty is much more closer to the all-time high level. I'll just go to the hourly chart in Nifty. See, this is the hourly chart. We got a nice bounce in Nifty, and there's a very good, at least in Bank Nifty over here, the gap is pretty small, right? But in Nifty, the gap is pretty huge. The gap is from 19,880 to almost 100 point gap down, where we did on this August 1st, or what is this date? July 21st, right? So in case we go higher tomorrow, we could definitely take some kind of a resistance at this level, that is 19,950. So we'll have to watch out for this gap. Always the logic behind the gap is when there is a gap like this, right, a big gap, when the market goes towards it, fills the gap and then reverses. So that is one thing we'll have to watch out for. Again, the same thing in Bank Nifty. We could even see, based on SGX Nifty, it's looking like we're going to get a gap up, right? We closed at 930, but Nifty is at 8. So almost 100 points gap up is what is being shown. In case we get that huge gap up, we should be careful around here, not be aggressively long. We can even look for a short trade depending on the price action, not just blindly short. And where we would be interested to buy is somewhere close to this level, that is 19,730. If either intraday basis tomorrow or day after tomorrow, if we get a correction until here, 19,750, with this 750 itself as a stop loss, buying into Nifty would be a good option, but not aggressively going long here. Why? So even if I just take the moment over here, right, we have already continuously got a nice up move of 600 points. No doubt it can even go more, but we'll have to be careful, and we're just not blindly saying careful just because we went up 600 points. There is a nice resistance level over here. There is this gap. So these are the things that we should watch out for. So that's it for tomorrow. Hope these levels help, but all the levels that is marked here is what I would be watching out for.